or there are cases that really need to be looked into, and you dirty bitches because you mad that the baby father then crept over there and you ain't seen him in 3 days, and you know he over Peanut House, and you're mad. So you call DCFS and say that the kids ain't 8 and 13 days. And into 2003, Gavin Arvizo and members of his family had enjoyed being with Michael at Neverland Ranch on several occasions. The Hispanic boy with dark hair and dark brown eyes from East Los Angeles is a comedy aficionado who aspires to a career in that area. At the age of 10, he had been diagnosed with cancer, so he was quite ill. He had an 8-pound cancerous tumor on his left kidney. Doctors were forced to remove that kidney as well as his spleen. While he was sick, the youngster was asked by a comedy club owner in Los Angeles what would make him happy. He said he wanted to meet certain celebrities, one of them being Michael Jackson. Actually, Michael was third on the list behind comedians Adam Sandler and Chris Tucker. Unfortunately, Michael has always been a sucker for young kids who want to meet him. I don't know. I mean, how you going to be third on the list and you jump into Captain Save-A-Hole mode? Oh no, that has like a pressed undertone to it. You know, like you pressed to be in an ailing child's life. Michael Jackson just don't get it. I love beyond all things is Leo's. Y'all know my barber, which I can't wait to get back home so she can cut my hair, is a Leo, and also my ex-girlfriend. In regards to what I am most compatible with in a relationship is a Leo. The female Leos who I have been romantically involved with, and the male Leos who I have been romantically involved with have always, damn Lou, we know your mama's a Virgo, have always just put me in a good space until they didn't. Now, although I know that when I get with a Leo, that the time is going to be splendiferous, I also know that I'm not time enough for them motherfuckers. When it's all said and done and the romanticism wears off, I can become victim to that fire. So I stay away from them. I learned my lesson. Michael Jackson never learned his lesson. Therefore, he continues to be a victim to little children or little boys that want to meet him. Just as the case of Durty Chandler and his family, Michael became engrossed in the personal, complicated, and troubled life of the youngster. He not only began paying the boy's medical expenses and provided transportation for Gavin to get to and from chemotherapy, he took him, his mother Janet Ventura Arvizo, and 2 siblings, Daveline and Star Arvizo, into his confidence, into his secret world. He also extended his generosity to people they knew. For instance, he leased an apartment for the mother's boyfriend. He pushed and pushed until he was fully enveloped in their lives, exactly as he did Durty. It was too much, recalled someone close to the situation. It was Michael not remembering what had happened with Durty Chandler and his old man, Evan Chandler, his father, and then letting these new kids and their mom into his life. No holds barred. The story might have had a truly happy ending if everyone had then gone their separate ways. No. Ooh, baby, why the story might have had a truly happy ending if everyone had then gone their separate ways. Gavin and his family might have exited Neverland, never to be seen again, with all being well that ended well. However, at this same time, Michael was involved in the making of the Martin Bashir documentary. Bashir had heard about the youngster and the transformation he had undergone as a result of his connection to Jackson and wanted to include his story in the documentary. Because it seemed like a good idea, he hoped people would finally understand his relationship with children if they were to see the footage. Michael agreed to it. When the documentary was first broadcast in UK and finally in the USA, Michael was seen holding hands with Gavin while giggling and discussing sleeping arrangements with him. He also made it clear that he saw nothing wrong with sharing his bed with children. After the documentary aired on February 3rd in the UK and 3 days later in the USA, tongues began to wag about his odd interaction with Gavin Arvizo. It was then that Gavin's mother, Janet, complained publicly that Martin Bashir had allowed her son to appear on the show without her permission. Of course, Michael did not secure her permission either. However, at the time, the family was still friendly with Michael and did not point out his lapse in judgment. To set the record straight, Michael Jackson wanted to produce his own special and give his side of the story. He also wanted to press Gavin into service. Would he be interviewed for the new documentary and confirm that Michael's behavior towards him had always been innocent? Yes, of course he would, and this time with his mother's permission. Michael dispatched his so-called videographer, Christian Robinson, to tape an interview with the family. It seems unlikely that Michael Jackson would have charged Robinson with such a task if he thought the Arvizo family would ever allege he was a child molester. The footage of Michael's accuser in the documentary is unsettling, especially in light of the new charges. Gavin is bald, a result of chemotherapy, and according to the documentary, should have been dead by that time but was alive thanks to his association with Michael Jackson. There is footage of the youngster in his hospital bed, of him being pushed in a wheelchair with Michael at his side. There is more footage of him walking with Michael through Neverland. Gavin in a yellow baseball jersey and the superstar in head-to-toe black and holding an umbrella as a shield from the sun. The two are cocooned with the pleasant, familiar surrounding of Neverland, lost in a conversation in their own world. Camaraderie was evident between Michael and Gavin, the kind that springs from shared experiences and genuine affection. However, anyone who knows Michael and has a memory for the past could look at the footage and also the scenes of the two in the Bashir documentary and sense that once again, Michael had gone way too far with this kid. As he did with Durty, he gave himself over to the youngster. He has no boundaries with anyone under the age of 14. Michael Jackson puts himself right out there. No walls of defense, no safety zone. Maybe it might be argued no sense either. He simply hopes that the boy and his family will have the best intentions for him, just as he feels he has for them. In some ways, it's commendable. For a star of his magnitude to be so naive is somehow refreshing. However, there's still a dysfunction attached to such bonding with children who are not his own. And it's something that should be addressed in his life because obviously it can lead to big trouble for him and also for the youngster. As a result of the footage, Gavin's entire world changed. In truth, the boy should not have been on either show, Martin Bashir's or Michael Jackson's, and both are equally guilty of having exploited him for their own purposes. On February 14, 2003, the DCFS began its investigation. 4 days later, on February 18th, the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department began its own investigation in secret. Michael and his camp did not know about the Sheriff's Department's inquiry. However, they found out about DCFS's immediately because Janet Ventura Arvizio telephoned as soon as she was contacted. Michael was perplexed. What the hell? He asked one of his representatives. Someone can call out of the blue and they start an investigation? Hell yes. Suppose, and I know you bitches, you some dirty bitches. Whenever you get mad at the other baby mammy, you dirty bitches will call the Child Protective Services. Listen, that's some dirty shit to do. Because it's children out there who are really suffering. There are cases that really need to be looked into, and you dirty bitches, because you mad that the baby father then crept over there and you ain't seen him in 3 days, and you know he over there over Peanut House, and you're mad. So you call DCSF and say that the kids ain't 8 and 13 days. Taking it to what I want to say. If someone calls and there is no investigation, and then it be situations of children found in the refrigerator blink, if you know what I'm saying. You got to pay attention to everything, because if you don't, there's a 50-50 chance that a child is being hurt. Child back home, oh my God, it's always related to a dipper. It's always related to dippers, okay? Because let me tell you, it was a young lady. Them damn social workers or, child and family services workers were supposed to be going to that house. They should have been asking where the hell them children were. And the neighbors was calling, telling the people, look, it smelled like fried dicks up in here. You need to come around here and check on these children. Child, when it was all said and done, the children was inside the refrigerator. Why? Because the mother was round there smoking dippers, thinking that the children was the devil. Y'all better stay away from that PCP. That shit make you think that people's the devils, your own children. And that's not the first time I heard of somebody smoking them dippers and chop their kids up because they thought their children were little demons. Man, y'all keep smoking that angel dust. He asked one of his representatives, someone can call out of the blue and they start an investigation. When told that such was the case, Michael decided he wanted to know as much as he could about the questions that would be asked by the officials and the answers provided by Gavin and his mother. Shortly thereafter, DCFS representatives arranged that 2 social workers meet with the family at the Los Angeles apartment of Janet's boyfriend. At the same time, Michael arranged to have 2 of his own representatives present at the meeting. Later, after reviewing all evidence available at the time, the Department of Children and Family Services concluded that the case should be closed. The allegations of abuse were unfounded. There was not enough proof in the face of such denials for anyone to continue looking into the matter. At the same time, the Los Angeles Police Department opened and closed its own investigation quickly and concurred that there was insufficient evidence to move forward with any action against Michael Jackson. Then on April 16th, the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department reached its own conclusion. According to records in the Sheriff's Department, based on the interviews with the children and their father, it was determined that the elements of criminal activity were not met. Therefore, this investigation was classified as a suspected sexual abuse incident report with no further action required. Case closed. Months later, Santa Barbara District Attorney Tom Sneddon, in his press conference to announce Michael's imminent arrest, minimized the significance of the DCFS report and its findings, saying to call that an investigation is a misnomer. It was an interview, plain and simple. After the DCFS and Santa Barbara County Sheriff's interview of the Arvizo family, something happened to change their minds. It's not known yet what transpired, but whatever it was turned them all against Michael Jackson. Suddenly, the family was whispering to others about actual molestation having occurred, and stories getting back to the Jackson camp were worrisome. However, when Michael heard about them, he didn't seem concerned. This could be a problem, noticed someone on his team. I'm used to problems, Michael said dismissively. My focus now is on my new album. I didn't do anything, so this will go away. Okay. Like Jordy Chandler went away. It went away after you paid for it.